Вот где, наверное, скоро бензин будет, ебать. Пиздец, ебать, это ажиотаж ебаный.
On September 8th, at about 1 a.m. local time, a powerful explosion occurred at an oil pipeline in the Saratov region. Militarny's sources in the Defense Intelligence of the Ministry of Defense of Ukraine reported this. The explosion took place in the Krasnoarmeysk district of the region and disabled the Kuibyshev-Lysychansk oil pipeline, which, according to intelligence, supplied oil products to the Russian invasion army. According to the source, the capacity of the affected facility is 82 million tons per year. It is reported that in the morning after the explosion, many workers arrived at the scene to try to eliminate the consequences of the attack. According to sources, this is the third object of Russia's oil and gas infrastructure to be put out of commission in the past 24 hours. Earlier, explosions were reported on oil and gas pipelines in the city of Penza. As in previous cases, Russian information resources explain the series of explosions on strategic infrastructure in the Saratov region as planned exercises, the intelligence source notes. And, at around 4 a.m. on September 8th, at least 4 explosions were heard in Penza, Russia, damaging a main oil pipeline and 2 gas pipeline lines. Sources in the Defense Intelligence of Ukraine reported this to Militarny. According to the sources, both pipelines were servicing Russian military facilities involved in the full-scale war against Ukraine. The explosions reportedly occurred in the Zheleznodorozhny district of the city. As a result, 2 main oil pipeline lines with a capacity of up to 2 million barrels per day were shut down. Additionally, according to a source in Ukrainian intelligence, 2 more regionally significant gas pipeline lines were damaged at the same location. A few hours after the explosions, in an attempt to conceal the true cause of the emergency, local authorities claimed that planned exercises were being conducted at the oil and gas facilities in coordination with emergency and special services. Relevant reports appeared in local media, urging residents to remain calm and not to respond to information about the explosions circulating in local community groups. Russian military personnel attempted to cover up the loss of a Mi-8 MTV-5M helicopter, which occurred back in January 2025. Military analyst Duke BG, who published classified correspondence on the social media platform X, revealed the details of the incident. According to the information, the crash took place on January 21st in the Voronezh region. The statements claim that the helicopter was in flight for about an hour and a half, after which the aircraft began to uncontrollably veer to the left. The correspondence notes: right skid on the ground. Everyone landed alive, but the helicopter was damaged. There was no combat impact, preliminarily. As a result of the emergency landing, the helicopter sustained significant damage and was taken out of service for an extended period. Thus, the Russian military lost another modern aircraft that was officially not included in the casualty statistics. The Mi-8 MTV-5M is a modernized version of the Soviet multi-purpose Mi-8 helicopter. This modification features a multifunctional display, a digital autopilot, a modern communication system, and an auxiliary power unit. The helicopter is capable of transporting military personnel, cargo, and weapons, as well as performing missions in combat conditions. Its versatility and ability to be used in various operations make the Mi-8 MTV-5M an important asset of the Russian Army aviation. Russia also supplies these helicopters to its allies. In 2021, the armed forces of Armenia received new Russian Mi-8 MTV-5 helicopters. Ukrainian drone pilots from the Signum Battalion of the 53rd Mechanized Brigade striking Russian logistics with fiber-guided drones. The Signum Battalion of Ukraine's 53rd Mechanized Brigade has earned a reputation as one of the most skilled drone hunting units on the front, specializing in FPV drone warfare. The battalion adapts civilian technology into precise weapons that can strike Russian tanks, armored vehicles, and artillery positions. Their operators combine speed, accuracy, and creative tactics, often guiding swarms of drones deep into enemy lines. By working closely with artillery and infantry, Signum provides real-time intelligence and rapid strikes, multiplying the effectiveness of the entire brigade. Their success has made them a symbol of how innovation and determination allow Ukraine to counter Russia's numerical advantage. Each destroyed vehicle not only reduces Moscow's combat power, but also spreads fear among Russian troops who now know they are watched and hunted from the skies. Russia's puppet republics in eastern Ukraine are suffering a gasoline collapse as a result of Ukraine's recent refinery attacks. Civilians are queuing for hours to buy expensive fuel, and the Russian military is also short of gasoline. As previously reported, disruption to fuel supplies has spread across Russia as a result of the Ukrainian drone strike campaign against Russian refineries. Russian war blogger Anastasia Kashavarova reports on the situation in occupied Ukraine. Gasoline collapse in the DPR and LPR Donetsk People's Republic and Luhansk People's Republic. Huge 2 to 3 hour queues at gas stations. Resellers sell a liter for 200 rubles, $2.45. A liter of A95 gasoline reaches 90 rubles, $1.09 at gas stations, or even more. In May 2024, I wrote that Ukraine was methodically knocking out oil refineries, gas stations, and fuel depots in the front line and near-front zones. Because of this, a gasoline collapse is being created. Despite reports from regional authorities that the problem has been resolved, this is not the case. There are currently queues at petrol stations in the LPR and DPR. Petrol is expensive, and it is impossible to fill up a full tank. This is because the enemy has destroyed many warehouses and military petrol stations. No one really hid them. They did not change the locations of the petrol stations. Fuel was stored in one place, without even attempting to change these locations. But there are many traitors and informers in these territories, and all the coordinates are passed on and surrendered. As soon as petrol is delivered, even to a secret filling station, a crowd of military vehicles gathers there and the coordinates are immediately passed on to the enemy. We have been at war for 4 years now, so we need to be smarter and more cunning. We must not put all our eggs in one basket. Plus, there's the issue of oil and gas companies. They're also suffering losses. We need to work with them to develop an approach to protecting refineries and petrol stations. Right now, a good target for the armed forces of Ukraine is to strike petrol stations one by one. They strike markets and kindergartens. They don't care when or where they kill Russians. We need to think about how to protect people, how to prevent crowds from gathering, how to avoid creating targets for the enemy ourselves. And of course, we need to fight those who sell plain tap water for 7 rubles a liter, and those who transport petrol for 200 rubles a liter. Russians are showing what they claim is wreckage of a downed Storm Shadow missile in Donetsk, conveniently displayed near a school. Russian propaganda seizes every opportunity to portray Ukraine as the aggressor, claiming that Ukrainian forces deliberately target civilians. State media amplifies this narrative to rally domestic support and justify continued attacks. In reality, it is Russia that launches daily strikes on Ukrainian cities, hitting homes, schools, and hospitals. This inversion of truth is designed to mask war crimes and shift blame, but evidence from the battlefield consistently shows that the terror against civilians comes from Moscow, not Kyiv.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comments section. The membership link is in the description.
Rescues every day. We had a guy last week, it's 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.